The anticipation is through the roof. After a fantastic race yesterday, we are lined up for the second race here in Diriyah, round 3 of Season 9 ABB Formula E. After Mexico City as well, that kicked off the season 2 weeks ago, Jake Dennis with the victor. Yesterday it was Pascal Verhlein who took victory, making it just 1 point difference in the championship. After here we go on to Hyderabad, and then 2 weeks later in South Africa, in Cape Town, then Sao Paulo, a double in Berlin before the Monaco Grand Prix on the 6th of May, double in Jakarta, Portland on the 24th of June, and then double in Rome and double in London to round out Season 9 of this incredible all-electric championship. In the Drivers' Championship, after yesterday, Jake Dennis now leads by just a single point to Pascal Verhlein. Sebastian Buemi has moved up to 3rd after Lucas de Grassi's shocking performances. Sam Bird up to 5th after scoring no points. Andre Lotto at 6th. Hughes, Rast, Cassidy, and now Jean-Eric Vergne rounds out the top 10 on 6 points. On the second page, Antonio Felix da Costa on 6 points as well. Mitch Evans on 5. Van Dorn is the last driver with points. Still surprising though, Dan Ticktum, so consistent across the year, but in the race pace, he's failing a lot. In the Teams Championship then as well, this is Avalanche Andretti with 58 points, Taco Reporter on 49, Envision on 33, clear of Neo McLaren, Jaguar, Mahindra and Penske at the back. Maserati still no points, same for Nissan. Neo surprisingly despite their pace, and App Cooper have been struggling all year long. It's going to be a very interesting weekend then, and our second race day here in Saudi Arabia will be getting underway in around about 25 minutes time. Good afternoon everybody, welcome to the Diriyah E-Prix, our second weekend race here on Saturday of course. Friday yesterday provided us with great entertainment. Pascal Verhlein battling it out at the front as well with our championship leader Jake Dennis. Just 1 point coming into this weekend. It's unbelievable, isn't it, what we're going to see here today as well. Let's talk you quickly through the starting grid for this event as well, as I'll press button 9. Coming into this one then, it's going to be entertaining to say the least as to who's going to have the better run in this E-Prix. Jake Hughes starts on pole position. Mitch Evans starts in second. Finally, though, after qualifying in Mexico, where he started 3rd, then qualifying yesterday, he started 2nd, and now in his 3rd ever E-Prix, he starts on pole position. He really has moved up the order. Mitch Evans starts in 2nd on row 1. Row 2, Rene Rast, that's Hughes' teammate just behind him. Sebastian Buemi, who was on pole yesterday, lines up 4th on the grid. 3rd row sees Pascal Verhlein and Jake Dennis, the two championship protagonists, lining up alongside each other as well. That's going to be very, very entertaining as well, especially what we saw yesterday. The DS powertrain, the Porsche powertrain, incredibly strong, so we're expecting some good manoeuvres there. Mortara on row 4 alongside Van Dorn. Van Dorn hasn't scored any points so far this season, so today is very much a crucial race for him. Row 5, Sam Bird, who was so well yesterday, down in 9th. Gunther, though, after not starting the race yesterday, now qualifies P10. 6th row of the grid, Dan Ticktum starts 11th. Sasa Fenestra starts in 12th. Row 7, Sergio Sete Cameron, Oliver Rowland. Row 8 sees Nick Cassidy alongside Jean-Eric Vergne. Row 9, Antonio Felix da Costa and Andre Lotto. Row 10, Norman Nato and Lucas de Grassi. And row 11 sees Stoffel Van Dorn alongside Nico Muller as well. Really do need to bring these buttons closer to me up here in the commentary box, as I've lost TV pictures as well. I think I know what's happening, because it's been a bit of a problematic run actually. Has our commentary box cameras recently, because for some reason we keep losing connection. We think there's a problem or something or other with the TV pictures that we're experiencing here today with one of our leads, so we can't fix it, so we're just having to be ever so delicate when we touch the commentary desk as well, and I knocked the desk, so if you see me having to step back during the commentary, you'll know why. But the grid walk is about to take place as well. It's currently 7:37 over there in Saudi Arabia as well, which means they've got until 7:53 for the grid visitors pass to begin as well. Then we've got the 10-minute board, but this circuit, absolutely fantastic as well. A lot of difficult corners. The bobsleigh section on the run out of turn 4 all the way down to turn 14 as well. Very tight, very controlling corners. Certainly is going to be a lot of fun. Now, Nick Homewood's not with us today, unfortunately, as well, so Tom Dillon will be joining me in the commentary box in a few moments' time. But if we think about what happened yesterday in the race, actually, I think what's tripping it is actually, I'm being told in my earphones what's tripping the system is Formula E's system. So it's not our fault. I'm being told if we do lose a bit of signal here tonight as well. We've been having TV problem pictures all weekend long as well. I'm going to put my scripts down a second because I want to get open the YouTube chat and see if anybody's saying hello to us all as well. If you joined us in qualifying, you know what we're going to have. We're going to have the audio from the track. We're going to have the driver tracker, all the battle screens you've already seen a preview of earlier on. So we're going to be in for a very much an entertaining night of action. Just speaking about it as well, third race, it's the first ever pole position obviously for Jake Hughes on the front row of the grid, as once again our TV pictures disappear. That's going to get incredibly frustrating during the race here as well. It is Formula E that keep losing it. Let's have a look then. Astrel says, all right, Josh is in the house. Race fans, hello, everybody. Hopefully the race will be as exciting. This season is shaping up to be a great one. It looks absolutely fantastic indeed. Eurosport not on until 5, not the best. Hello to Toft as well. And no, Mick. Nick, I'm here. So don't worry, Josh. We've got Tom coming in the comms box as well shortly. But yes, no Eurosport until 5 p.m. But I have got the world feed pictures on in the bottom of the box, so we can go for any interviews shortly as well. And then Tom will be in the comms box as well to help out. And hopefully we don't lose the TV pictures all the time because it's gone off twice at the moment, being flicked up and down as well. But there's so many leads in this commentary box. It's actually unbelievable. Me and Megan are actually working on a device, or during one of the F1 practice sessions this year that we cover. We're gonna, when we don't have any guests on, we're gonna use the wireless feature of the new iPhone to Mac camera screen. So we're gonna let it go wireless, and during the session, Megan's gonna actually show you a different angle of what the commentary box looks like. If we've got like a red flag or something, and that's going on the track, she's gonna show us all the action on the commentary box and exactly how we commentate on it as well, and how chaotic it all gets. It really is chaotic, but I think we've actually got some drivers ready to talk to us on the grid as our TV pictures go off once again. I'm going to head down now. Oh no, I've lost internet as well. Worst timing. Let's head down to the grid. I hope we're going to go down.
Hey, Zed.
Well, we're trying.
Well, Oliver, as you can see, the grid is building up. People we don't know, people who got a ticket to be on the grid have arrived. Not a clue who any of them are, but it's interesting. And I've got to say, the music on the grid here in Saudi Arabia is absolutely banging.
Fantastic.
We've got the Tiesto remix of Foxes on in the background, which is putting a smile on my face, I'll be honest with you. Oliver, I know you like your dance music, but let's get down to some repetitive beats of these wheels.
Yes.
Shall we? Qualifying was pretty spectacular, pretty awesome. We've got the McLaren up at the front, followed by Mitch Evans in the Jag, and then another McLaren. So it's basically a Jaguar sandwich, and the bread being the McLarens.
Don't forget, we have another Jaguar-powered Envision in 4th place.
Why, do you put 4 slices of bread on your sandwich?
Hey, whatever works. Whatever.
But it's going to be an interesting battle for Mitch Evans, isn't it? Because he's either going to push or defend.
Yes, I think there's going to be some inter-team communication here. We also have 2 Porsche-powered cars in Jake Dennis and Pascal Verhlein starting 5th and 6th. I think it's going to be a really interesting race. Like I said before, hopefully these other teams will be able to close that gap to those 2 cars who completely dominated the race yesterday. There's so much energy on the grid right now. As you said, the music is absolutely pumping.
Your arms are twitching to get
higher. I am. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go over to Nikki. Nikki, who have you got?
Thanks, Vernon. Well, I'm with Reem Alabud. Super exciting, I must say, because a Saudi Arabian female driver, and you were the first Saudi driver in the Gen 2 car back in Season 5 when we had the rookie test with Nissan Edams. And you've also just taken out the Gen 3 car. Tell us, what was that like?
To be honest, it was amazing. The track conditions were perfect for me to drive the car. The difference between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 is insane. Brake efficiency, the car was much lighter, and it was super fun.
And just, I mean, the fact that you have been the only female driver in Saudi to step inside the Gen 3 car so far, how does that make you feel?
To be completely honest, it's a dream come true. I mean, starting with driving the Gen 2 was a dream come true, and we actually made history. So today we repeated making history. So it was amazing. It's an amazing feeling, something I can't describe, to be honest.
Well, huge congratulations on doing that. Have you got your eye on a team? Who would you like to drive for?
To be honest, I'm rooting for everyone here. I don't have a favorite. I like to support everyone.
Very diplomatic of you. Keep your options open. You've got 11 teams that you could race for in the future. Reem, absolute pleasure. Enjoy the race. Vernon, back to you.
Thanks, Nikki. I'm here with James Barclay, the boss of the Jaguar team. James, we were just talking before with Oliver about the positioning of Mitch. He's got the two McLarens, one in front, one behind him. Give us an insight into your tactics, please. What's he got to do?
Well, the first challenge we've got is we're starting on the dirty side of the track, and you see around the track there's a lot of dust offline. So that's the first challenge, just trying to get a good launch and really just trying to keep P2. I think to try and get a launch and get the lead at the first corner is very, very difficult on the dirty line. So that's our first challenge. And after that, we'll just have to see and bring the race as it comes. I mean, how fast the McLaren's going to be, we don't know yet. And we'll need to judge that and work our strategy from there. But the clean thing is a good launch, good first corner, and then start to judge the pace from there.
We saw a lot of shots yesterday of you and the Envision team. Lots of communication between yourselves. Obviously, they're running your powertrain as well. How is that synchronicity between you both?
Yeah, it's really important. We learned last year when we were fighting Mercedes for the championship, and the year before that they had a customer team, and it gave them more data, more information, and it put us on the back foot. So this year, working together where we can help each other, and of course, when it comes down to the track, we're obviously racing, but importantly, where we can work together and use the information across all four cars, that's really important to help us all accelerate, especially in this early stage of the development of the new Gen 3 car.
It was great watching you and Sylvain Philippe have a real good chat and get into it. What I would imagine swapping data or swapping ideas. It's a really interesting situation that we find ourselves in this season, isn't it, Oliver?
It is, and we were just speaking about nerves before we went on air. How are your drivers feeling going into this race?
Yeah, listen, Mitch is feeling really positive. You know, he's always that measured of positivity and you know, just about the fact that we have a really good car underneath him and he can go well, but also kind of caution in the sense that you don't want to be too over-aggressive, especially informally in the early laps, right? It's always a careful balance, but Mitch historically has judged that incredibly well, and I'm sure today, yeah, he'll be putting that to good use.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, James. All the best. Give him the microphone.
Thank you.
You go and do what you've got to do as team principal. Lovely fella, James Barclay, but also always open for a conversation and really honest in his views and opinions of what's going on.
He really is, and hopefully as well our technical difficulties have stopped for now. I've literally been so thankful that we've had a couple of moments of peace where we could throw, I'm deafening back as well, that we could have had the world feed to have some driver interviews as well. We'll keep throwing to those in a couple of minutes as well, because I've had to go underneath the commentary desk, remove every single lead that connects to the television and to the computer, and I don't know if this will work, but I'll put my mic in. No, it doesn't. I was hoping you might hear how much the computer's having a fan on it at the moment, but all you've got is the Eurosport advert as well before our TV pictures come on. But it is incredibly realistic how much we've been having tech problems today as well. It's been a plague, but well, you must remember, Formula E are broadcasting this from the middle of a desert in Diriyah as well, and it's amazing that we can actually have as much as we do, and all their systems relay here. We're broadcasting from the UK, but there is still a few technical difficulties that do crop up with using our systems. For instance, the timing screen, if that glitches, it glitches us. The TV pictures that we get as well to watch, they glitch as well. It's just all a little bit chaotic. We'll open up the feed from the track, because I understand that's now okay. Ready for some of the national anthems that is coming soon. Alexandra Gag just watching at the background there. I think it's actually time. Ready?
Stay with us. We've got the national anthem
Yes,
coming up live from Saudi Arabia.
Yes, it's the national anthem now then for the Saudi Arabia E-Prix from Diriyah. And the dignitary is just getting ready on the circuit. Let's throw over to Vernon.
We're currently looking at P6, Jake Dennis, because Karun, 24 hours ago, this man did the unthinkable, P11 to P2, off the charts his performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the drivers, you can see they're all coming back here towards their cars. They've been up to the front. to meet their dignitaries. But it's all calm here down at the Andretti starting place on the grid, the mechanics. It's always good summer. They're just standing there with their arms on their hips because it means they haven't got any problems
That's
to
confidence
fix.
right there.
Yeah, the systems guys will be getting the cars all set and prepped for the start. But they had a brilliant race. I mean, getting these tyres to work for the duration of the race in these cold temperatures is important. But what's underneath this, in terms of the efficiency of the battery, that is the key to their success.
One big question mark at the moment, and what they seem to be getting is an awful lot of grip in the corners. What would you imagine they're doing that's so good and so different in layman's terms, Karun?
I think, you know, there's so many things you could change on the cars in terms of the setup as we walk up towards the Porsche Pascal Verhlein. Now, these two teams, they work very closely together. Fundamentally, it's the same car, and they work as sort of sister teams. You can see here this tall gentleman kneeling down. That's Kyle
Less
Wilson
calm,
Clark.
it has to be said, by the way.
Yeah, but Kyle Wilson Clark, he's the race engineer of for Pascal Verhlein here. Now, he will be talking to the mechanics, just giving them the final instructions, what tyre pressures to set in the car in terms of, and also just in terms of the settings for the start of the race, making sure that everything's in the right position. Now, look, they've obviously decided they need a bit more air in that front left tyre. So they've got a little canister there, they're going to pump it up. And this is all about getting the performance right from the start of the race.
One question for you, Karun. So in front of these guys now, P1 to 4, we've got Hughes, Evans, Rast and Buemi. Who's going to be the hardest guy to get in front of? Because for me, when I see Evans, I think that's a man who's going to fight like a banshee.
I think that's a good shout. You know, we saw yesterday that the McLarens didn't have the efficiency, and we know that they're using the same powertrain as Nissan, who haven't had a great time either. Whereas Buemi and Evans with the Jaguar powertrain have been pretty efficient. So I think you're right. I think they could pose potentially a bigger threat. But listen, Jake Hughes, he's only in his third Formula E race. So he would have learned an awful lot of what he did wrong perhaps yesterday. Not wrong, but you know, things that he could do better, should we say, for today in terms of driving efficiently. So I think, yeah, it's going to be a fascinating race.
So putting it very, very simply, in terms of yes or no, could we see a repeat of what we saw 24 hours ago?
I think so. For me, I would say Dennis is the one to watch today.
You've gone Dennis, and just for fairness, I'm going to go for this man here, Pascal Verhlein. Either way, it's going to be something special, and it's absolutely not to be missed. What an incredible race we've got in store here in Saudi.
Absolutely right, Radzi. Thank you very much, Karun, as well. We are moments away then from the start procedure. Let's hear from Jake Hughes down with Nicky.
The top of the grid is, you're the man at the moment, a man of the season at the moment, Jake Hughes for Neon McLaren. Jake, did you think this moment would ever come? Because you obviously did 2 seasons as reserve driver with Mercedes, moved across to McLaren. This is your rookie season, and now you're on pole position.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had pretty good belief in myself, to be honest, that I would eventually get to, you know, World Championship and Formula E. It was been my goal for 3 or 4 years now, and you know, position myself as first of all simulator driver with previously Mercedes, then the reserve driver for 2 years. So it was always in preparation for hopefully the day would come that I would get a race seat. So it's a credit to the team, you know, that now I'm here as a rookie and I can perform straight away.
It was brilliant to see, because obviously yesterday you went up against Sebastian Buemi in that battle for pole position. And, you know, Sebastian Buemi, he's a champion. He's a Season 2 champ. He's also had the most pole positions in Formula E. So, in a way, it was sort of the maturity and experience got the better. But today, you really showed him.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think we put the car a little bit in a better window for the duels today. Yesterday we were pretty quick in the groups, and when we went to full power we struggled a little bit, and we were pretty much, you know, on target every lap we did. So again, credit to the team, but yeah, it was quite nice to get one over on Seb after yesterday.
Just quickly, can you hold this position?
Big question. We'll try. We'll do our best. I mean, you saw yesterday some cars look quite efficient, and but our job is to do the best job we can do. I think we learned some really good lessons from yesterday. So hopefully with all of that combined, we can have a better result.
Well, enjoy the moment. Have a great race, and we'll see you at the end. Over to you, Vernon.
And now who's Vernon
thank
got
you,
hold
Nicky.
of?
I'm with Winnie Harlow. How are you?
Oh, it's Winnie Harlow. It's a friend of Lewis Hamilton's, but it's no worry to us, because joining in the commentary box now as well is Tom Dillon. Hello, Tom. You doing okay? We've had a merry of technical difficulties, but fingers crossed they look to all be sorted now. How are you doing? It's been an interesting day so far here for Formula E.
Well, I'm enjoying the skiing, Josh, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Super G, or the downhill, or whatever it's called now. And yeah, it was very interesting. But no, I'm excited. for this race yesterday was absolutely spectacular. I have to admit, I haven't been able to catch qualifying. I decided to go and have a nap ready for Daytona. So I don't know what's happened, but I'm very excited at whatever's going to happen, because I think if it's anything like yesterday, it's going to be very, very exciting indeed.
Allow me to help you. Jake Hughes on pole position in just his third ever Formula E race. Mitch Evans starts second. Rast is also through, so both McLarens through to the duels for the first time. Throw in Boemi in fourth. Verline is fifth, and Dennis is in sixth. Dennis leads the championship by just 1 point to Verline. It's all hell about to break loose. And the TV pictures again go a bit wobbly. There we go. It's going to be fun, though, because we're going to be shortly on with Eurosport, who are deciding to show highlights of some Winter Olympic thing or whatever it is that's been going on, the World Championship of Downhill Skiing, whatever it is. But that's not important to a motor race. Let's hear from Mitch Evans. He's down on the team with Vernon Kay.
Because this is a data-driven race, surely you've got some idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah. I wish. Honestly, yesterday was not the best race. We're hoping for more, but unfortunately, just didn't go our ways. We're in a better starting position. Let's see what we got.
You've got the McLaren boys front and back. Obviously got Jake, his rookie season, but he's been in FE for quite a while. Rast, who is a tactician behind you.
Yeah, I mean, the McLaren team's been really, really strong. Jake's been super impressive as a rookie. But we've been strong. We've been strong compared to them in the races. It's the Porsche that I'm really worried about. They've been like on YC quick, so yeah, and they're starting closer to the front. So look, we've done our homework. We're trying to do our best, and then I'll get in the car now. But
yeah, absolutely.
But anyway,
you go for it. He's got to get in his car, which means I've got to go and find someone else, which means that they'll also be getting ready as well. Let's see if we can find René Rast. No,
well, René Rast starts third on the grid.
Boemi is sat down. Let's have a look. Oh man, Pascal is sat down. Jake's just about to sit down.
Jake Dennis, championship leader with Vernon.
Nicky's just spoken to Jake. Oh, Edo's just put his helmet on.
Okay, Vernon's not having much luck, is he? Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, hang on.
Mr. Rossiter, how are you?
James Rossiter, team principal.
I'm good today. I'm tired, but I'm here, and we're not that far from the front.
All right, this is your debut as a team principal, the Maserati team. Yesterday, bit of a shocker. Lots of repairs through overnight. Let's just doff our caps to the boys who rebuilt the cars. Fantastic job.
Yeah, incredible job. I mean, these mechanics have been absolutely amazing. They worked through the night, and they pulled off the miracle, and here we are on the grid, ready to go racing with Edo in the top 7.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done. Good luck. Wishing you all the very best after what happened yesterday. I mean, phenomenal job by the team. It really is amazing to get these cars back on the track. All right, Nicky spoke to Jake Dennis earlier on.
Jake, it's a bit like deja vu, but got to you just before the helmet's gone on this time. What's the strategy from this point in the race?
Just try and repeat what we did yesterday. You know, it's we've got some really fast cars around us still, but you know, there's no hiding that we have good efficiency. So if we can just try and have a clean race or clean start, obviously on the dirty side of the grid, and then get involved, you know, see where we're at, take some cars and try and win the race.
Podium finish, win?
For sure, we'll give it a go.
For sure, no problems. Brilliant. All right, good luck, Jake Dennis. Vernon, back to you.
Well, this is getting very entertaining. I don't know why I've done that. It's because usually we have a split screen, but this time we don't, as we wait to come back in. Tom, just coming to this one. Yesterday we saw both Porsches get through to the front quite quickly. I mean, Verline started 9th, Dennis started 11th. Today, they start 5th and 6th on the grid. Realistically, this is just going to be a quick launch and then through. We could see a repeat of yesterday down to the smallest detail.
It wouldn't surprise me, actually, to see Verline or Dennis right up there challenging for the win. I think Hughes is going to struggle. He didn't have great race pace yesterday, whether it's still adjusting to Formula E and adjusting to the fact that actually you've got to manage your energy, you've got to sit back, you've got to relax, you can't just attack. It's something that takes a while to get used to, and definitely is a different skill to putting together a good qualifying lap.
Indeed.
So I think he's going to struggle. To be honest with you, I want to keep an eye on Mitch Evans, because I think he sat there with the experience, decent car.
Yeah, I thought
he might just have a chance.
I thought you might want to go for Mitch Evans, to be fair. I did think when I looked at the grid this afternoon, I thought, yeah, that's one that could still crop up at the front as well. Starts second on the grid. Interesting qualifying, interesting practice this morning as well. Just to give you all the information that you need to know, it's a 39-lap race. They're allowed 40 kilowatts of energy as well. Added lap distance as well. If it's from 0 to 3 minutes 19 onto the safety car, no added laps. Anytime from 3:20 to 6:39, you get 1 additional lap. 6:40 to 9:59, 2 laps. And 10 minutes to 13:19, you get 3 added laps. The attack modes, I hope you've all worked them out by now, same as us. You get 2 activations, 4 minutes in total. You have 3 different strategies. You can even use your first mode for 1 minute and your second mode for 3, or both modes at 2 minutes each, or your first one for 3 minutes and your second one for 1 minute. We get told everything on the information. We'll tell you as the race goes on as well. And hopefully as well, because I think the race starts at 4 minutes past the hour, and they've got to go from the dummy grid to the main grid. That usually takes around 2 minutes as well. We should get our main TV pictures on from Eurosport quite quickly, but one thing I'm worried about is the fact is that Vernon Kay has just thrown over to the commentary slightly early, which means they're probably going to do the grid. Although Eurosport is kicking up for something on my side, Tom, so we might just get away with this. Yesterday, however, the start procedure took ages, and I've gone back and found out, Tom, it was because of the tyre smoke. Because it didn't billow away, and the drivers at the back couldn't actually see the start lights. So they've been asked not to do burnouts on the grid run out. They've been told to do it about a couple of 100 metres before that.
Well, to be honest with you, this is where someone comes from the 70s and goes, back in my day, we used to drive through the tyre smoke, but it is obviously a massive concern. I mean, Formula E Turn 1, they can't avoid hitting each other anyway. So when you've got tyre smoke to add to the equation, not ideal. But I hope we don't get delayed too long, because the tyres get cooler. You don't get a lot of heat into these hand-cooked tyres. So to actually have to sit on the grid for another 2 minutes, it's not ideal, and probably a symptom of that is what we saw in Turn 1.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Do you think that all caused it because we saw Rast locking up, Da Costa got involved in it all as well? Evans actually locked up as well into Turn 1 and got that 5-second penalty because of it. So if that's not there and we have a smoother run into Turn 1, is that going to sort of give the better advantage as we're coming up to the green lights time?
We'll have to wait and see. They definitely have to get it much better than they did last time, because it clearly didn't work. You know, they've got to, well, you know, pull their fingers out really and make sure that they get this cleanly and they get it right. Because when you're sitting in third on the grid, as Renault Rast is, you know, Sebastian Buemi will feel like he's got a chance of winning today. That there's a lot of pressure on you to get it right into Turn 1.
There really is. And we are about to get underway here in Diriyah as well. Fireworks go off in the background. We're all set then for what is going to be a very interesting night of action. It's round 3 of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship in 2022. The anticipation through the roof. Who exactly is going to have the biggest attempt at action? Diriyah Electric is the tagline for this event as well, as finally the track noise bleeds through into the background. Yesterday's night race, very intriguing. It's put our 2 championship protagonists level on the grid. Let's take a look at that grid. Nico Muller is on 22nd with Kelvin Mandolin at 21st. Luca Tagrassi starts in 20th. Alongside him is Norman Nato. Then further back as well on row 9, it's Lotta and Da Costa. Row 8, Vern starts 16th. Cassidy starts in 15th. Row 7, Roland is in 14th. Sergio Santecamera 13th. Row 6, Sasha Fenestraz starts 12th. Dan Tinctum starts in 11th. Row 5, Maximilian Gunther is 10th, with Sam Bird starting in 9th. Row 4, Stoffel Van Dorn is in 8th position, Eduardo Mortara is 7th. Row 3, Jake Dennis, and then 5th for Pascal Verline, the championship protagonist on the 3rd row. Buemi and Rast have row 2. Evans is 2nd. Jake Hughes, in just his 3rd Grand Prix starts on pole position. Track temperature 14 degrees, air temperature 15 degrees, 42% humidity, 1 km/h wind speed, 35% chance of rain. The night show goes on as they light up one by one. Diriyah is alive. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And the very good thing is that the YouTube and TV pictures perfectly in sync if we lose either one of them throughout this race. Josh says as well, I thought it was the smoke, said it from the start. You're correct. Pretty sure it's 2023, Josh. What did I say, Ed? I've lost out what I'm saying at the moment. I've got so much in my ears trying to work out. But alongside me is Tom Dillon. Tom, looking forward to this one. This is going to be a cracker.
I'm feeling surprisingly optimistic, particularly after last night, and I really do expect it to be as similarly exciting a race as it was before.
Ian has said, where's Dario? Dario is taking a few races out this year on the world feed, so he will not be joining until the European season in Berlin, I believe, as well. And Ed's not here this weekend, and Nick couldn't make it, so me and Tom are calling the two races here in Diriyah. They've just set off on their parade lap. Don't worry, the race hasn't started yet. They've got to make it from the finish line through the bobsleigh section and up towards the start line at the exit of 17 on the run into turn 18, which will be the first corner at racing speed. That's when the 5 lights go out. The race starts. Effectively, lap 1 does not start until they cross the finish line, which is at the exit of turn 21 alongside the pit lane where they've just left as well. All quiet.
And you'll notice... Sorry, Josh, you'll notice how they don't weave too much heading into the bobsleigh section. A few of the drivers do, but I think it's purely a sort of mental thing. It doesn't actually have any real effect on a Formula E car, whether you know trying to get temperature into what are essentially road tyres on the car. So this is pretty much just making sure that the battery and the motors are all warmed up.
Yeah, we saw yesterday the tyre smoke that delayed the start. Hopefully as well, they've been told don't do that now. They've been told literally, if you want to do your tyre burnouts, do it 100 metres before the last grid slot, so it doesn't affect anyone. And hopefully they might do that.
Well, hopefully they behave themselves and listen to race control and we can get the race underway, is my hope. But we'll wait and see.
I've got a stopwatch to time how long it's going to take as well for the start procedure. Yesterday we were standing still for nearly a minute before the green lights came on. They can tick over because they're electric cars, but the tyre temperatures, as Tom said, drop out dramatically. All set then for the great occasion. Just let us know if we're on our TV pictures and everything's okay, because I've had a bit of a freeze on my side. Pulling into the grid slots, all looking good. Pole position on the right hand side with Jake Hughes. We'll take it back down. Yeah, we're all fine. Just checked.
Oh, the smoke.
Oh, that smoke. They haven't listened to race control. And these Hancock tyres do put a lot of it up. So look, so who was it who didn't listen? Probably Rast as well. Or waiting for the last car. That's Nico Muller at the back for the App Cooper. And look, they're doing it again. They have not listened to race control. They're doing the burnouts. The smoke hopefully blew away, but only with 1 km/h wind speed, so it's just hanging in the air, and it's not doing anything justice as well. Bird starts 9th. You can barely see the 2 cars in front of you. All the cars, that is in the back. That's Degrassi, Van der Linde and Muller lining up now as well on the grid. All cars are lined up.
The concern is not if they can see them heading down into turn 1, because of course they'll be away from the smoke. The concern is if someone doesn't get out of their grid slot and all they see is a red light and then the sky.
Right, they've all lined up on the field. We've started the timer. So far 10 seconds, and there's no procedure to the lights. This is the problem that we need to change. Look there, that's the 70, that's Norman Nato. Van der Linde and Muller have already lined up. And we wait. 23 seconds now. The smoke has disappeared. The green lights are off. Stand by. 2 lights on. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Action in Diriyah. Good start actually from Mitch Evans. Hughes will have to come across. Ready Rast as well, blocking Sebastian Buemi on the run in towards turn 1. Evans has the lead. Hughes has dropped Evans, Hughes, Rast, further back, they all make it through. Van der Linde and Muller, and I think Vern's dropped back as well. Throwing that as well for Degrassi. They're all having a bit of fun further back into the last corner, turn 21 to cross the control line, effectively triggering the opening lap. DS Powertrain there in a bit of trouble. That is Van Dorn with Gunther alongside him on the outside line. Buemi has dropped down into 6th position. Verline up to 4th. Mortara up to 5th, and Dennis down into 7th position there, Tom.
Hughes didn't cover the inside line down into turn 1 at all. He practically let Mitch Evans get through. He did have a pretty good start, did Jake Hughes. I don't know whether he just didn't expect Mitch Evans to be alongside him, but Evans was happily able to send one down the inside.
They're all clean this time around, so there's no worries about having to throw a safety car like yesterday. They've all kept it clean as they continue through into the bobsleigh section, desperately trying to hold on to their advantage as well. Now, Evans leads by 0.5 of a second to Hughes already, but fastest first sector is Evans. Burch set the fastest middle sector as the single file continues. You can't use attack mode until after 2 laps of the race have been completed. That was Vern sliding, trying to chase down Cassidy. Across the start line they go. 1 lap effectively completed, but we have to wait until the finish line. No one's making a move. Further back, I think Norman Nato's eyeing up Da Costa, who's gone a little bit deep into turn 18. But now it's lap 2. Evans leads, Hughes second, Rast is third, and the Jaguar is not pulling away at the front like we expected him to. Hughes is staying with him. But that's the problem, though. Evans had the inside line to turn 1, Tom. He was always going to send it. Risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, he had to send it, and he did it very, very well indeed. I'm just concerned as to why Jake Hughes didn't come across. We'll see a replay. Of course, he has got the fastest lap of the race after lap 1. Not too important, but you might say something as we go forward here, whether he can get back ahead of Mitch Evans at some point in this one. I'm looking at the lead right now. It's around 0.5 of a second, so Mitch Evans needs to avoid basically doing a Sam Birdie's Jaguar teammate yesterday.
Absolutely as well. I keep having to refresh the TV pictures, Tom. I hope your YouTube stream is on the same second as the Eurosport is as well, just in case we lose out. But Evans leads, Hughes, Rast across the line. Rast actually, as well as Gunther, Ticktum, Da Costa, Degrassi, Van der Linde and Muller haven't changed places. So Degrassi stays in 20th position before he started. But, oh, Da Costa's past Roland, coming into turn 18. So that's a manoeuvre made up and gives you a thumbs up as well. On to the 3rd lap. And they're all playing it a little bit too safe, Tom, for my liking. No one's going for a risky move.
In a way that I've criticised Formula E a lot for the drivers going for a risky move. Here's what happened at turn 1, by the way. Jake Hughes got a very good start. In fact, he started to cover off Mitch Evans down into turn 1, then basically backed out of it, and Evans was alongside in the braking zone. Didn't even have to go for a lunge, as I had actually expected after watching it on the first time. Again, not the greatest of race starts from Jake Hughes. I would have liked to have seen him more aggressively cover that turn 1. 4.7s around the outside, and then further back in the field there was a few bumps and taps, wasn't there, Josh?
Bird hitting the back of Eduardo Mortara, looking not to break his front wing there as well. This is on board with Jake Dennis as well. Ahead of him is, I think, Sebastian Buemi, and he just got hooked to line and sinkered as well. And there's Mortara driving on the inside to get ahead of Buemi, so very messy opening lap as well. And now the Jaguar is caught up with McLaren's behind of Hughes and Rast. Verline up to 4th position at the moment. As who's that? That's attack mode for Kelvin Van der Linde, taking 2 minutes. So Van der Linde takes the attack mode.
If he can get that out of the way as soon as possible, Kelvin Van der Linde, then he's able to manage his energy to the end of the race. The important thing for Van der Linde is to finish this race and not mess up any energy management strategy, which he didn't do yesterday to his body. He's clearly not competitive, and I wonder how much of that is the car. Of course, Nico Muller alongside him in his other Scott. Kelvin Van der Linde is struggling.
And they come through then at the moment. Tom, are you still with us? Yes, you are. I understand our TV pictures are frozen, so sorry about that. We're having a few technical glitches on that side as well. I hope you have got the YouTube stream on. Lovely, lovely. So I hope they're in sync as well, so you're not missing out on anything while our TV pictures decide to have a nightmare. Let's hear from Evans on the radio.
Yes, Evans radio.
I could barely understand that. I think it was, what were you planning on doing or something or other with the strategy. So All okay so far as they come into turn 18. That's a move further back. Norman Nato trying to pass to Costa. Did he make the move stick? I want to see the picture further back. Lotte has passed Roland. Van der Linde has passed Muller. And that's because Van der Linde's taken attack mode as well. So he's got 60 seconds worth of attack mode. So he's on the first strategy of having 1 minute and 3 later on. Wise, if you ask me, to have that strategy call. There's McLaren.
Yeah, definitely quite wise. I do want to see here, actually looking at the front, Jake Hughes maybe put a little bit of pressure onto Mitch Evans. It's something he hasn't done so far. That gap's still sat around 0.5 of a second. And of course, McLaren, they've got the benefit of having second and third position on lock with Pascal Verhlein a little further behind. So if they can pull a gap to Pascal Verhlein, who himself is actually pushing like mad to catch up to them, they definitely can go for an almost two-pronged attack for this lead.
Yeah, they definitely can. McLaren have an opportunity here to take their first ever win in just their second race meeting, their third EPrix, as they slide through. Verline is hanging on the back of the McLarens though as well. Mortara too. Now, we've seen a lot of hype for the DS powertrain in pre-season testing. We haven't yet seen it in the races.
Uses radio. The front tyre's not working up yet.
Hughes saying the front tyres aren't working to temperature just yet. This is Andre Lotte on a replay. And this is him getting ahead of Oliver Rowland into the braking zone of turn 18.
It's just a simple move, wasn't it? There's not really much to analyse it.
No,
just
simple.
Sent it quite late, but got down the inside fairly easily. That seems to be the overtaking opportunity on the track, because of course that's again one of your main regen zones. It's quite a heavy braking zone, so you're regenning a lot, and if you decide actually you want to consume, 0.5% more energy into that corner, then you'll quite quickly find yourself overtaking someone.
Yeah, it's got to keep it nice and up to temperature as well, firing it through. Regen is so tricky. Look at that. We saw Hughes is regenning down the start-finish straight as well. Vrast is on full attack, and Verline just behind him. He can't afford any wastage. Let's hear from Jake Hughes now. Oh, that's a side move.
Here's a look from B. -2, Alpha 4, -2 clicks.
That was Sacha Fenestras trying to look at the inside of Sergio Sette Camera, and they come through to the hardest name to say, right next to each other as well on the circuit. Roland's taking attack mode. He's got 2 minutes left of that now as well on the controlling board as they head through the June section and the bobsleigh run as well. Lap 7 of 39, and so far 7 pretty uneventful laps. They've all just sort of been keeping to themselves and slowly building up. Usually these double headers are really strong.
Bird radio. Energy is good, energy is good.
Okay, we're on board with Bird, and he's been told energy is good, Tom. So this is Bird trying to make up for yesterday and losing out on the race win.
I still find how good Visor-Cam technology is incredible now. I remember 2 years ago when you could barely see a thing in the polarised visors, and now it just looks so good. It always shocks me how much they're having to work the wheel, even in a Formula E car, which is essentially just a big go.
Keep it up, mate. Keep energy on Mitch, who's leading.
Keep it up, mate. You're matching Mitch on energy, who's leading. Okay, that's good. DaCosta's passed Vern further back. Suppose Roland hasn't passed DaCosta, actually. Lotte takes attack mode, only 60 seconds worth, though, as well on the board. Well, this is... Where's the Formula reaction that we were seeing yesterday? Where's all the hype and acceleration? It seems at the moment to be a bit quiet, but that's one of the danger words. You don't say it because so far we've got a 9-way fight for the lead, but nobody can actually make a move. We're effectively on Monaco at the moment, but we can actually pass at Monaco in Formula E.
I think Ed's probably hit the nail on the head in the chat. He's saying that the Porsche powertrain cars are saving energy to deploy later on. I think that's probably about correct. No one at the front wants to jump the gun and go into attack mode. Once that happens, that's going to open up this race, and that's going to start to have all of the regular Formula E interesting things going on. I honestly think that Ed's right there. It's expand on Ed's point. I think that once they are able to deploy, oh my word! I don't know if you just saw what I saw, Josh. Well, that was close.
Unbelievably close to a massive accident there. They've just kept it on the circuit. And everyone's having, right, take a jump, take a breath. Who's that taking attack? To the Neos. So it's Tictum and Sette Camera. That allows Fenestras to split them. And Sette Camera has also got Cassidy coming around the outside. Close as you like, though, Tom. That was a bit of excitement.
Well, I didn't even see what happened. I thought my eyes
Here
were
it is.
losing me. Here's
Oh,
John-Eric Vergne down into turn one. Oh dear, he's just
Yeah.
similar accident actually to what happened yesterday, if you can call it an accident. It was just a slight off. He was forced out wide, I think, on board on the television pictures with John-Eric Vergne. He was passed, and to be honest with you, I think that's probably hard racing, maybe a little bit over the limit, but he was forced wide, not forced wide a lot though.
I thought we were going to see the pack racing that almost made a massive collision, to be fair, because one of them lifted off a regen of energy and then bang. But still, all running together. Verline is too close to Rast not to be thinking about a move. And Mortara is right there. We're on board with Verline now, actually, through the bobsleigh section. Thinking about it. Down the straight we go again. He's got a kilometre extra power compared to Rast. Rast is using a Nissan powertrain. Verline in the factory Porsche. And who's that on attack mode? That's Evans. Evans comes out in the middle. Hughes leads. Hughes has taken the lead. And Evans has come out in third position. McLaren 1-2. Verline looks to the inside of Rast. He can sense it. But Evans taking 3 minutes of attack mode at the worst possible time.
He's realistically got to make up 3 positions then, using this attack mode, so that essentially he has track position and an attack mode in the bag. You got to think about it almost like a pit stop, actually, in terms of the time lost, except the only difference is you're significantly faster on the way out of the pits, so to speak. I think Mitch Evans here is going to have his work cut out.
Let's have a look at Rast. Now, there was a little bit of contact, I see. So Rast goes... Look, he's the second car of the McLarens. There goes Evans. Oh, just avoided a major collision there, did Rast and Evans. And looking at the board, Van Dorn's taken 2 minutes. Tinkton did take 60 seconds. He's run out of it now. Fenestrals has taken 2 minutes. And Acosta, as I said, has taken 3 minutes. And now, Rast v Hughes at the front. McLaren will have to say hold station or maybe use attack. Here's Hughes.
Multi 16-18, multi 16-18.
Multi 16-18. That means take attack mode and let Rast through. Evans goes through though. That's a disaster. Did Verline get through? No. So Rast leads. Evans second. Hughes is in third. He defends against Verline. Multi 16-18. Now the 16 is Boemi, but we don't have an 18. We've got a 17. So I wonder if that's just to take the attack mode.
Yes, you know, I hate codes in radio messages. I absolutely hate them. It's so stupid. Just say take attack mode. I sort of understand if it's Formula 1, but it's Formula 8. It really is not that deep. And, well, at the moment, I think the most important thing that we need to be keeping an eye on is Pascal Verline. He's sitting at very, very pretty right now.
Will Hughes hold up Verline so that Rast can come out ahead, says Ed. That's entirely possible. Let's take a look at Hughes when he rejoined, actually. So, is this Hughes taking the attack mode? What's this? Well, who's on the back end? That's the Porsche of Verline. Is that... Oh, it's a live angle. I thought it was a replay, but it's picture-in-picture. I thought it was I thought they could have explained that with on board or something, but I thought it was a replay. Because we've been doing those quite a lot this weekend with P&P. Rast takes attack mode and gets out ahead of Evans. That's important. That is super crucial. Rast gets out. He's taken 2 minutes of attack mode. That means he's got 2 left. Evans took 3 and has lost out. Evans does not lead. Rast leads the race.
That is huge. This will be René Rast's first Formula E victory as well. The ex-DTM driver making the switch, and more importantly, Mitch Evans is about to run out of attack mode, and he is not yet past René Rast, as is Jake Hughes. So Rast is in the lead on the same amount of attack mode and has more time to make up ground.
25 E-Prix starts René Rast has had in Formula E. He's had 3 fastest laps. He had 2 back-to-back in Berlin. And he's on a flurry now as well to see what he can do. This is getting exciting. Evans is out of attack mode. So is Hughes. So is Verline. Rast has had a minute left as well. Plus another 2. And comfortably leads the E-Prix. 68% of energy for Rast. Now 67. The same as Evans. And the same as Hughes. That's Verline looking to the inside to get into third position down at turn 18. And takes it away from Hughes, who comfortably blocks off Mortara as he thought Hughes is going to go for another attack there.
Hughes was a sitting duck. There's absolutely no way he was going to defend from that one. I mean, he could have, but it would have maybe been a little bit too aggressive. Now Verline's unleashed. Now he can attack Mitch Evans and René Rast, who now holds the fastest lap of the race, as his attack mode is not too far away from finishing.
Yeah, this is on board with Verline, I presume. Here we go. Dive on the inside. It was an easy overtake, and Hughes, as you say, Tom, definitely a sitting duck. Ed says, wow, aggressive from Rust. Verline waiting for Hughes to run out. Mortara is also hurting Verline's race because he can't get into attack mode until he pulls a gap. Absolutely bang on there. And Rust is just at the front, just desperately trying to hold on. 1:10.291. Rust, the fastest lap. He leads, but now everyone else still got the attack. Here's Verline.
2% up to all cars, 2% up to all cars.
He's 2% clear than anybody else on the field right now is Pascal Verline, and that Porsche powertrain is definitely showing now as he pulls to the inside. Even without attack mode, he comfortably passes Mitch Evans for second place before the straight's even over. That Porsche is massively overpowered. Brilliant.
I think Pascal Verline is overpowered
Yes.
at the moment. He's into second position. He doesn't show any sign of getting back. But 2.3 seconds, 13 laps into the race. 2.3 seconds now to catch up to Rene Rast. And Verline can't really take attack mode here because he'll fall behind. So he's got to do a lot of energy overconsumption. This has worked out quite nicely for Rene Rast.
This is Verline's on-board manoeuvre as well. He passed him after the start line. It was miles for him in the braking zone. I think there was a little bit of contact there, you know. It looked like on the onboard he had a bit of wheel-to-wheel banging when he tried to go for a move. City Camera has taken the last of his attack mode. He has no time remaining after this next 1 minute 22 seconds. So Fenestrauss has used it all as well, actually. So he's out of it after only 14 of 39 laps. That's a bit of a waste. Verline has yet to use it, but we know the Porsches like to hold it back. Mortara's having the strongest run so far. Maserati haven't scored any points this year. I look now at my notes, because I know Mortara hasn't scored any points.
Verline's taking time out of the leader though. 1.8 now on lap 14, or lap 14 was 1.8 seconds the gap at the line. As Ed says, surprised that Dennis is still stuck behind Remy. I'm surprised at Jake Dennis's progress in this race. Pascal Verline though is catching, and more importantly, with about a second and a half to Mitch Evans behind, he's getting into a situation where he can start to think about using his own attack mode.
Yes, I would take the 2-2 formation, or even maybe just the 1, because you're not going to need it all to get past Rast as well. That Neo McLaren has been quick all day as well, but it's not a Porsche.
Pascal's catching Rast so quickly.
Mortara says use attack to progress to the front. So Mortara has now been instructed to use it. Will he fall behind Dennis though? That's a worry. Now that Maserati, I am right, has not scored any points so far this season. Gunther didn't even start the race yesterday after crashing in qualifying 1. Across the start line we go again. We're now looking at Evans, who's in 3rd position with Hughes. Is he going to go for a move? That's the
climate going on in another part of the track, but there is no rain.
Verline attack mode.
Thanks to, we're just hearing from Nicky in the pit lane about the Mortara taking the attack mode, but Verline's done it now as well. Verline's taking 3 minutes of attack mode as well. Strange hearing Nicky on the broadcast, but I don't know if she was in the commentary box or down in the pit, so I just got told to throw to her. And then Verline takes the attack mode, so he's taken 3. Vern has taken 2, so he's on the 2-2 format. NATO's only taken another minute. He's got no time left as well. Rast has still got another 2 minutes left to defend, but Verline for the next 3 minutes is going to be on him, and he's got a second to Evans. So you're right, Tom, bang on. He had the gap and he took it.
To be honest with you, I was literally about to say before you threw to Nicky that I would have taken 3 minutes of attack mode here for Pascal Verline. You'll have to take my word for it, but I think really now it's make or break. If he can catch up, then it's going to be the greatest gamble they've taken, because of course it's going to force Rene Rast to have to take his attack to defend potentially. Now if I'm Rene Rast, maybe I think about taking my attack mode now.
Yeah, I'd do it with the 60 seconds left of Vern as well. Let's say for Dennis.
Repeat now.
Oh, not again.
He's almost flat into 18.
He's almost flattened my spleen or something or other. That's what I got from that. But again, Dennis having problems on his radio, just like yesterday, where he couldn't talk to the team. The team couldn't talk to him, and he felt that cost him the race a little bit because he had to regen energy more than he had wanted to push. So it was a bit of a weird one. Verline is right on the back of Rene Rast again. It's his 51st Formula E race. It may say happy 50th. That's because you can't change the car stickers because they're homologated for the weekend. That's on board with Verline.
Verline's led 10 laps this season. He's 7 laps led.
Mode 2.
When you're about
basically, don't regen, just go for it, then worry about the power afterwards. Ed says, I think strategically McLaren know Rast is better at energy management around here, so smart move to prioritise him on strategy. He's almost flat into 18 as he's into turn 18. You're right. He's doing a 110.291. That's Rast without attack mode. Verline's doing a 110.251, so they're matching each other, despite the fact that Rast not on attack mode when Verline is. With the powertrain now into turn 18. He's so close, but he can't make the move. Rast has gone for the attack mode. You're bang on, Tom. You are bang on. He's got 2 more minutes. He's used in the last 30 seconds of Verline, and now he's going to attack back to Pascal. This is a brilliant game of chess.
That's exactly what McLaren had to do, and now Rene Rast has got to hope that his pace in attack mode is better than Pascal Verline's pace. I don't understand what is going on here. This Porsche is unbelievable. I've never seen a car that is clearly head and shoulders above the rest. A car driver combo, of course, because Pascal Verline's teammate isn't exactly in the running. He's down in 13th.
Yeah.
I'm baffled, Josh.
Da Costa's had a weekend from hell. Crashed out in qualifying. Crashed out in the race yesterday, race 1, after being hit into the wall. And then he's down. He had a bad qualifying. He's down to 13th in this race. But you're right. It is driver and combo the car. This is unbelievable for Verline as well. Because think about it. The Porsche powertrain is also in with Dennis and Lotterer. And Dennis is always does better than Lotterer. And arguably, Verline's doing better than Da Costa. Maybe they should swap. That'd be interesting. There's the attack mode change as well, with Verline getting ahead. Buemi, I think, is taking attack mode. Rast got another minute left. Buemi has. He's taken 2 minutes of the attack mode. You're riding with the race leader in box 2. Tictum's taken 2 minutes. Lotterer has taken 2. So has Vern as well. So they're just swapping between each other. So, yeah, there we go. So, Degrassi is a minute, and Roland has 2. So, more time getting taken. Van der Linde has dropped down into the last position, but he's still in the running with this race. He's not that far behind. Okay, this is good.
Good stuff, I have to say. It's a very entertaining race, particularly at the front of the field. As Rast is about to run out of his attack, when he has 1.1 seconds the gap to the lead, and now I fear that that's that battle over, and we're now just going to see Pascal Verline cruising it to the end. But he has got to be a little bit wary. We've seen Pascal Verline in previous seasons. He's not the greatest at energy management. Hopefully that's a little blip he's got over, but I'm hopeful for him. I really am.
Ada said mode 2 was you're good on energy, according to Mark Preston. Of course, that was when Mark was joined us last time out. Here's Dennis finally thinking about a move to on the inside of Mortara. That's super tight and not losing his front weight. Don't know how that happened, but Dennis literally put the car on the inside and just couldn't make it. Mortara was so great to the defensive. But yeah, when Mark was with us back in Mexico, mode 2 is your good on energy. Thanks for the reminder, Ed, as well, as they come through. And Dennis is all over the places. He's now under attack as well from Sam Bird. Well, is this Dennis just having an off day with that car? He's down in 6th position. He started 11th yesterday and came 2nd.
Well, it could be something as simple as a weekend of racing. It really does take it out of you. You've got to do 2 full races, and you can say, well, Formula 1 they do races over the weekend, but I think when you've got 2 separate rounds, the mental strain of that, because you think about like a Formula 2 sprint race, there's not a great deal of pressure on it. You can always make up for it in the feature tomorrow, but here you've got 2 separate race weekends all truncated into one.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Yeah, and you've got to do all the practice again, you've got to do another qualifying, then another race as well. It's a very exhausting weekend. And these cars aren't the easiest to drive as well. Remember Jake Hughes climbed out it was Jake Hughes climbed out the car in. Oh, and that's Verline taking his last minute of attack mode and getting out ahead of Rene Rast. So Rast didn't have enough to get through. Verline can now attack. It's lap 20 at 39. And now everything just becomes a little bit of a train. To finish my point though, you're right. It's all getting a little bit exhausting because Hughes climbed out of the car in Mexico and said, is that Formula E? He was dripping with sweat as well, having to up his fitness in the last 2 weeks.
Hughes is past Mortara. Thank you, Sarah Gasher. I hope I haven't butchered your name too badly there. Thank you for that. That is true. Jake Hughes is past Eduardo Mortara now, and Dennis is attacking Mortara the best he can. Hughes has got a bit of a buffer now. Verline runs out of attack mode. By my reckoning, that's his last attack mode of the day, so he can now energy manage in the last 20 laps or so of this race. I find it miraculous that we're already about halfway through this one.
I know. It's really bizarre. It's the first half we were complaining about not having a great race. Now it's all starting to open up again.
Same deployment as Mortara T18.
Same deployment as Mortara. Dennis finally goes on the inside line into turn number 18 and gets ahead. Dennis up into 5th position. Finally, Sam Bird wants to get ahead of Mortara too. If he can think about a move into the last corner. Bird thinks about it. Bird does it. And Bird is through. Into 6th position with a lovely move. But now Buemi fancies a run. And this is exactly what we're on about. You fall back in pack racing. It is literally like being an Indy 500 driver. You just go back and back and back quickly because you can't get momentum before somebody else swamps through.
And thank you, Josh, in chat. He says Verline's 2% ahead. I have just noticed that. It's absolutely incredible.
46. And Rast is 44. And I think Dennis was 47. I swear Dennis was 4. And we need to look back at that. I think that's unbelievable. What is happening in this Porsche powertrains? I want one in my car. If they can last this much energy as well in a race. Unbelievable stuff.
Oh, no wonder. Porsche electric cars are becoming more and more popular. The Tesla.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Of course, Tesla not part of the Formula E because they wanted to... They did actually look at joining back in the series time, but they couldn't use their own batteries. So they said no. And that's Hughes taking attack. Another 2 minutes. Comes out alongside Sam Bird. And Bird thinks about a move. Hughes goes defensive. Sam has to settle back. Can't get through there. Hughes loses to Dennis. Right. I love
this now Dennis's attack?
Yeah. Hughes trying to pass Dennis. That's not Hugh Dennis, but once again, that's Mock the Weeks. Anyway, as they come back through. Verline leads by 1.4 seconds. This is Dennis into the braking zone, getting past Mortara. Sarah said in chat. Nice move on the inside. That's a decent run, actually, from Dennis. He proved he can still overtake. And that's him getting ahead of Jake Hughes. Let's have a look. Go on. Go on, Tom.
A little bit disappointed in Jake Hughes. Again, his race pace just hasn't been there today. And I don't think he can use the excuse of the car because René Rast is sitting in second on pretty decent race pace. Of course, Pascal Verline being any shoulders above the field. But that seems to be pretty par for the course.
Oh, he's doing it again.
Formula E.
He's going on the inside. Dennis gets past Evans down at turn 18 on the inside as well. Dennis is up into 3rd position. Once again, and now he just has to pass Rast, and we're back into the situation we were yesterday. It is literally a repeat of Diriyah Race 1. I can't believe this. Go on.
Come to think of it, if Pascal Verline is able to string together a proper, let's say, dominant Formula E Championship run, as Dennis radioed.
3% more than Rast. 3% more than Rast. P3.
3% more than Rast. Dennis has 3% more energy than Rast. What is going on? I've never seen this in Formula E before. And Dennis hasn't even used attack mode yet.
He's got attack. He's got a chance.
I'll tell you what, the little owls had the same mind as me because he's just said it in chat as well, exactly word for word. He hasn't even used it. And look how fast he is behind Rast. Coming into turn, he's going to do it down the straight. I'll get the camera sorted so Tom can see. Down the straight we go. Rast, I don't even think he's going to go make a defence. Dennis is through. It's a Porsche 1-2 in powertrains as Bird gets ahead of Hughes. Bird's making his way through. We could be on for a same podium here in Formula E. I don't think that's ever happened before. The same track, same podium 2 days running.
I'm actually speechless. These Porsche powertrains. I didn't think it was that much of a difference, Josh. I really didn't.
It's 2 seconds ahead.
Verline's 2 seconds ahead. I didn't think there was that much difference. This has come on. They've sandbagged in testing.
And there's 2 attack modes left for Dennis. He can quite easily gain 2 seconds per attack mode.
I've run out of words. I can't. But in testing, we all thought, DS, the powertrains were great. The Penske's were quick. The Maseratis were quick. But the McLarens were also up there and the Neos. Nobody expected Porsche.
No copy, consider strike.
No copy, consider strike. Basically, go for it. Just go. Take the attack. You've made as well. He's put out second already to the front as Bird has passed Evans.
There's attack mode. It's only going to be a minute.
Oh, so Dennis has got still another 3 to play with afterwards. And Bird is 4th and closing on Rast. The podium yesterday was Verline, Dennis and Bird. Are we going to have exactly the same podium in race 2? Verline will only be the 4th driver in history to do the double. Prost did it in London in season 1. And then in season 4 at New York, Sam Bird did it. And then last season, Mitch Evans did it in Rome. This is amazing stuff. Dennis only got 20 seconds left, but that was just the baby. Now the big one's coming. This is Bird's. That's a team move, isn't it, Tom? Yeah, he's backed up.
Down into turn 1, turn 18 even. Well, it practically is turn 1, but you know, we move on. As I don't think it was exactly team orders, but I think it was a case of I'm not going to particularly come back at you. I'm just going to sort of let you through. And Birdie's through, and now catching René Rast. In fact, he's going to make a move on René Rast down into turn 18 again.
24 hours ago, we stood in the very same commentary boxes and said Verline leads, Dennis second, Bird third. 24 hours later to the minute, we are doing it again. Verline leads, Bird second. Sorry, Verline leads, Dennis second, Bird is third.
Over the remainder of this race.
But we've got a yellow at turn 18.
Pull a gap, use energy.
And Muller's out. Muller's crashed. Muller is out at turn 18. The yellow flags are there. And the car has stopped. That's Bird taking second. But Nico Muller has come to a stop at turn 18. You can see on the driver tracker, the 51 has stopped. Crashed to the attack corner 2, which sucks for Dennis. We need to see.
We haven't seen the replay yet. Is that a cause for concern, perhaps?
Safety car.
I hope he's...
Where is he? Where is he?
Where is he indeed?
Oh, there he is. He's in the wall.
He's there.
He's in the wall.
So he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging. Good to hear.
Safety car.
Not a big...
Right, let's have Muller radio.
Exactly like Lucas, man. Exactly the same. It's incredible.
Oh, okay. I know what's happened then. So he's turned in. The brakes have locked. So he's gone sideways into the wall. So that's a brake problem and a failure because the wall locked up and he slid into the wall. The same happened to Degrassi, I think, this morning in practice. But he got away with that and got back to the pit lane. But Muller hasn't, and Abt have another bad weekend. Nico Muller is out and the safety car is deployed. That changes the complexion of the race.
Is there any way you can queue attack under safety car, Josh?
No, it's disabled. Oh, no, you can take it. Ed, clarify for me in the chat. I don't think you can take the attack mode on the safety car, although I've seen some people arm it, but I don't know if the rules changed. So, safety car deployed.
I was just thinking if Dennis has got 3 minutes left, he could do that on the lap the safety car's coming into the pits. No, you can't take attack on the safety car. Okay, thank you, Ed.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
my point.
Yeah. Anyone know what site to watch the E-Prix? It's on Discovery Plus. It's on Channel 4's YouTube in the UK, but delayed. We're pretty much up to sync, the closest you'll get to live. It's on Eurosport 1 if you're on the UK, but other than that, it's pretty much geo-blocks. But hopefully we're trying to work on that as well.
We should say thank you as well. 51 people watching as we see what has happened to Muller down into turn 1. He's in fact, no, he just overcooked it.
Yeah, okay, that's not the same as Degrassi this morning then. That's him overcooking it and blaming the situation this morning. So he's claiming brake failure, but it's not brake failure. He's messed it up a lot there. So yeah, walk back because that's going to be a lonely walk when they get back to you.
Attack mode situation. Jake Dennis sitting in second on 3 minutes. Sam Bird sitting in third on 4 minutes. Probably won't have the pace to attack, but that's going to be crucial. You're going to have to get that out of the way very, very quickly indeed. Verhlein.
You're energy rich, mate. Very energy rich.
Energy rich for Sam Bird. That makes sense with 4 minutes of attack mode left. Jake Dennis now is going to be trying to attack Pascal Verhlein, and that gap that Pascal Verhlein had in his favour has evaporated as well, of course.
Yep, so gap now down to 0.6 of a second. Verhlein still leads, and he has 31% of energy, plus 0.1% for Dennis. Bird, though, is the best of all of them. 1.8 up Well, this is still anyone's game. And we've spent 2:41 under the safety car. Remember, after 3:19, we'll have another added lap. So at least one will get added to our board. I can smell smoke in the commentary box. I don't know where it's coming from, but I hope it's not any of my equipment burning out on me.
Well, I'll happily solo if you do have some...
I'm going to double check. I'll throw it to you. I have thrown to you, Tom, yeah.
Oh, you have thrown to me? Oh, wonderful. Well, hello everyone. Here we go. So, quick update while Josh finishes up then. We'll just round out what's going on. Currently under safety car, if you are just joining us. Lap 29 of 39. We expect 1 or 2 extra laps because of this safety car period. That's a new thing, as it was actually adding energy to be used in the 45-minute races is how we essentially changed that. Formula E overtime. I'm surprised they haven't used a fancy term like that. No, just Tag Heuer extra laps is the tagline they've been using. Pascal Verline leads. He has essentially scythed his way through the field, as has Jake Dennis. The Porsche powertrains being absolutely on top at the moment, particularly at Diriyah. Whether that's going to continue heading through into the rest of the season, I'm not too sure. Well, I'm starting to suspect that this might be the championship battle. And now Jake Dennis, who's got 3 minutes of attack mode left, is probably going to take that as soon as possible after the safety car. Sam Bird sits in third. He's yet to win a race this season. Didn't win a race last season for the first time ever in Formula E history. He's sitting on 4 minutes left of attack mode, so wait and see whether he can be a player in this event. My word, I do hope Josh is okay. So, whether you can hear that or not, I'm not too sure, but we'll hope that Josh is okay for the remainder of this race. And also hope that the YouTube days are. Alright, well...
I'm back. Sorry about that. It was an actual fire, would you believe it or not?
Yeah, we heard. Well, I heard. Whether they heard or not, I'm not too sure.
How did you hear?
I heard there's a fire. I think you might have forgot to turn your mic off, but anyway, set the heart rate up for a minute. I've never had my go commentator have a fire before.
Sorry, we've lost our microphone up in the comm box. Safety car is in this lap, so Tom's not hearing me right, and I can't fix it because actually I can. Actually, give me a second, Tom. But yeah, so we've had a small electrical fire with one of our heaters. So we've spent 5 minutes and 50 seconds under the safety car, which means there'll only be 1 added lap in total when we come in. And I'll try, Tom, to get our mics back up and running. Apologies that you've lost me a little bit there.
Do you need me to take the restart whilst you get that sorted, or you got it?
I've got it. Unfortunately, this is how you're going to hear me for the rest of the race. I do apologise.
Well, it's all about the quality, not the quantity of. Oh, no, that makes no sense in this situation.
I know what you're
but anyway,
about.
yeah, Johnny Bird had an issue into final corner, I think, actually.
Yeah.
And just tapped.
Oh, 6 minutes and safety green flag. 6 minutes 33. It's 6:39 for another lap, so it'll be 1 additional lap. Green flag. Back to running we go. In Diriyah, Verline leads, Dennis second, Bird third, and right to the back of Dennis. We've got then Rast, Evans, Hughes, Mortara, all starting to close in as well, Tom. The racing is back up, but Bird has got a broken front wing.
He has, but he's looking very, very racy. Remember, front wings aren't the most important thing in Formula E. It's not quite like having end plate damage in Formula 1. Of course, they've got the no rear wings, so a lot of that is generated from the diffuser and the air being funneled underneath this car. But as we head around through the rest of this first lap back to green, it's pretty line of turn, and Pascal Verline, dare I say it, is pushing.
Look at that. What, Dennis got another 3 minutes still. Bird, what's that? Minutes added for some reason. There we go. That's what we needed. Bird's got another 2% of energy compared to these two. Verline's only on 26%, but we will have at least another added lap. So Bird is in the best shape. As what's happening further behind, are people going to go for their attack modes? Because I'm seeing Mortara and Van Dorn dropping down. Yeah, Mortara takes a minute, so does Gunther. And that pushes Buemi to 7th. Van Dorn up there too, but Dennis is under immense pressure from... And Bird has yet to take attack mode. Oh, I think you noticed that, Tom, didn't you? Unbelievable.
Yes, absolutely. As now we look at Sam Bird trying to attack as Mahindra's into the pit. Has Oliver Rowland. He's retiring from the race.
So Rowland's out of the race then. It's just getting from bad to worse for him, unfortunately, as they come through. I don't know what's happened to lose our audio pictures, but me and Tom can't hear each other at the moment. Well, I can hear Tom, but he can't. He can just about hear me through very bad speakers of laptops. But anyway, it's on lap 32-39, and Mortara is on 13% of energy. Ed knows how this feels, Tom. It's happened to me and him before, back in Jakarta. We lost each other, and team radio.
Send more than Verline.
Attack this lap, mate. We've got to do it.
Attack this lap.
We've got to do it this lap.
Bird very clearly being told, attack this lap. He'll take it. So Rast will go. Oh, Dennis takes it too. Dennis takes another 3 minutes. Bird takes 3 minutes. Rast is in the middle of it as well. Completely energy-less. And that's Dennis now going after the race win on 24%. Bird is 25. Well, this is getting tasty, Tom.
Huge moment in the race. As now Bird has got to get past Rast as soon as possible. This is where Dennis, as Ed says it, this is where it is crucial for Dennis to get the win. He needs to push now. 1.8 seconds in his last attack mode as well. 3 minutes of it. He's already used 45 seconds, and now, well, he's basically got to do or die now.
This is going to be incredibly close as to who can have the attacking zone as well. And Bird is all over the back of Rast. Evans is all over the back of Hughes. He's only got 12 seconds left, though. So the two Jaguars trying to pass the two McLarens. And can the Cats get through? No, they can. They're going to look on the inside line. 2 minutes left for Dennis and Bird on attack mode. Rast is under pressure, but here comes Bird to the inside line and gets ahead. And Buemi trying to go around the outside of Mortara. Bird locks up. Bird to the wall. Did he make it out? Yes, he did. And loses out. Jake Hughes have an attack. Bird came in all cooked up and went straight on.
Well, it had to happen at some point this season. Sam Bird having an instance in racing conditions, and unfortunately it's happened at round 3 here. That gives Dennis a lot of breathing room and potentially McLaren their first podium of the season. However, Rene Rast is going to have to try and defend, I think.
This is getting exciting now as the racing continues. Let's take a look at it. Verline still at 1:09.8, Dennis at 1:09.4, and there's the move. Bird got on the dust and nearly ended up in the wall. He almost followed the same pattern as Nico Muller. Hits the brakes, locked the rear, and then just straight on the inside front as well. Oh, that's no way to. That's just ridiculous. Losing it massively there, Tom.
It was quite ridiculous. Yeah, it was quite ridiculous from Sam Bird. With 1.1 seconds the gap at the lead of the race. I think Verline's got this, you know. 1.1 seconds. He hasn't caught up as dramatically as we expected. Jake Dennis Verline has got the restart pretty nailed on here. He's not got too long to go either.
Gunther's been passed by Tinctum and Da Costa, and they've dropped back a lot. So that was trying to figure it out as well. Rast on the radio.
We'll have some added laps. Here's Rennie Rast radio.
Starting at 6 laps remaining.
6
laps.
Well, Rast is thinking 6 laps to go. And maybe Ed's right. We will have more added laps than we planned. But we're only on the safety car for 6 minutes. So I think the rules that they give to us are completely meaningless in terms to how much added lap time we're having.
It would be 6 laps to go because we're on lap 35 or 39, so that's 5 to the end plus the 1 added lap.
Have I got it right? Oh, maybe they did get it wrong in Mexico then with the 5 instead of the 3. Oh, maybe I have got it. Oh, that'd be good. Let's hear from Dennis.
For Dennis.
Out of attack now. Pascal pushing hard to sector 1.
Also falling out of attack.
Anyway, as we come back through. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know anything about what Jake Dennis just said, but we press on as now Rene Rast is defending from Sam Bird, and he's defending so well. Sam Bird goes to take his second attack mode, and it is do or die.
And Boemi's passed Mortara. Boemi's got past Mortara as well, so he's making a move up the order to it. And I tell you what, this map book's been working all day. It comes to the race, and then we have the tech failures.
Good work.
Well, I think an electrical fire in the commentary box is a pretty drastic failure, Josh.
I think that's what's causing the problems, to be fair. That heater, it's been on all day, and I think it's just burnt itself out again because it is old. And it was. I think that's caused all the technical glitches because as soon as I unplugged it, we lost the power to the bus mixer. So I think that was causing the issues. So we'll try and get it fixed as well. But me and Tom can make it to the end of the race. We can still hear each other fine. Just that Tom can't hear the track noise, which must be really disconcerting. So I do apologise, Tom.
It's all right. This is proper R Factor 2 style. This is not being able to hear the cars and doing a long stint.
That's true. That's very true. The Bird's front wing is flapping around on the right-hand side as well. It's so much up in the air. How much can they do? Sliding around, 3.3 seconds. Dennis is behind Rast. No, that's Rast between Dennis. Dennis and Verline separated by 1.2 seconds. Added laps, 1. I did it! I got it right! Oh, you all laughed at me in Mexico, but I am right now. It's only 1 additional lap, so it'll be a 40-lap race. Team Radio Bird, sorry, Sam.
Sam Bird Radio.
You got 2% more energy than all the cars ahead.
2% more energy than all the others. Go on, Tom.
I just went like that to see if I could listen. No, I don't know why I was doing that. I know I'm not going to be able to hear it.
You can unmute your YouTube stream because that's in sync with the Eurosport player.
Right, I haven't got that up to go.
Oh, right, okay. We're really putting you to the baptism of fire for this one, aren't we? Ed's now looking at the...
I'll just take your word for it.
Ed's looking at the commentary box, the state of it, and doesn't want to come into India now in a couple of weeks. And look at this. Bird's back on attack. He's on it again. Hang on.
No threat behind. Eyes forward.
No threat behind. Eyes forward is the radio call. Bird's going to have to go for a move. I could have gone there. He was on the wrong side. He had the chat. I don't know why he went through and stayed in fourth. Gap 1.5. Go on, Tom.
He knows now that the lead of the race and even second is probably virtually off. I mean, if you visually see the gap, it's a good few seconds to Jake Dennis. Rene Rast is really backing him up. There's not going to be concerned energy-wise. So Sam Bird knows that he's got all that time and all that space to be able to make this move. Rene Rast is driving a superb defence. I don't think it's going to be that easy for Sam Bird here. He's got to bide his time and he's got to wait for it.
And Radio Dennis?
Has 2% more, but he's tucked up behind Rast.
Yeah, Bird has 2% more, but he's stuck behind Rast. So Dennis has been told to just focus on Verline for the next couple of laps. Ed says as well, surely Verline has just got to hold on now, and it'll be 3 out of 4 for me in terms of predictions. Yes, I know, but personally, Ed, I don't want you winning. Pick a winner, because that makes me look bad on the Grid Network shows. But this is exactly the same. I think Bird might be third again to having the same podium 2 days running, but I don't think Dennis is going to pass Verline.
No, I totally agree with that. 1.8 is probably a little bit too much for him to catch up, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Rene Rast, with 2 laps to go, is going to be able to hold on to Sam Bird here.
Yeah.
Bird minus 3.3.
Bird minus 3.3. Dennis is being told over the radio now as well. Basically, that means attack, 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 attack. And our pictures have actually frozen as well. There's not just a technical glitch that time. They did actually freeze on the onboard. Bird is right behind him. It's lap 39 of 39. We will have 1 additional lap. Here's Rast.
Penske. Here's Rene Rast radio. Third place.
Yeah, Rast being told how long to go through the bobsleigh section as well. Just 2 to go. Verline leads by 1.9 seconds as well. He's increased that gap to Dennis. It may be exactly the same podium as it was yesterday, but Rene Rast desperately wants his first... He's third podium in Formula E.
First podium with McLaren, of course, and McLaren's first podium, but Sam Bird is pushing him right to the line. There's one more overtaking opportunity this lap. That's turn 18. They're coming up to it right now, not far enough ahead, really, or behind Sam Bird to be able to make a move. He's too far behind, I should say, to make a move.
Oh,
so now probably turn 18 once more. Here's another McLaren making a move.
Evans gets passed as well by Hughes. Hughes keeps 5th position. Evans down into 6th, but Evans on the back of him. Added laps are now into fruition. It's the last lap of the race. Evans trying to go around the outside of Rast. Sorry, out the outside of Hughes, not working out. Rast and Bird are getting close together into turn 1.
Hughes finished 5th and 8th in his 2
Turn 18, turn 18 is where Sam Bird's got to make his move. He's got to stay right on him through the bobsled section. It's not going to be easy for him. Here we go through it now, and he's sliding around. It's Sam Bird. Pascal Verhlein looks like he's going to win the race. 1.9 seconds ahead of Jake Dennis. Plenty of energy. They've got enough energy for another couple of laps here. Never mind just a single. 2% for Pascal Verhlein, 2% for Dennis. Bird has got so much energy, though, to use to attack Rast. 2% more.
Oh. Yeah, this is insane. He's got to get through. Rasta 1, Bird now 3, now down to 2. Dennis is 1.5 seconds back. He's using all the energy he can. Down the straight, look how close he was. Rust is having to save energy. He's hitting 0.2, 0.1. If he hits 0.2, it's done. Bird lunges up the inside. Rust goes defensive. Bird nearly runs into the back of him. It hasn't worked out. Rust just might have it. Pascal Verhlein exits the last corner. It's double delight in Diriyah, who sweeps the desert. And he does it again. And Rust finishes in third with Bird in fourth. The podium is in the same, and Hughes gets through to make it a McLaren 4, but stops at the line and blocked Mitch Evans. Buemi, did he get through? Buemi did. Buemi 6th, Evans 7th. The stewards won't like that. That'll be a penalty for Hughes for deliberately stopping another car crossing the line. Unbelievable at the finish.
Stop, or did he run out of energy?
Well, they have usable energy left, but he had to back off massively, did Hughes, to get through. But Verline makes it 3. Oh, we lose the pictures again. Verline makes it 3, but that was so close. I've literally no clue what on earth that was at the line. Fenestraz caught Mortara at the end as well. Yeah, Fenestraz 8th, his best finish in Formula E for Sasa Fenestraz as well. Just double checking that on my notes. Yeah, 15th was his previous best finish. Finishes 8th. Oh, wow, what a race win. Verline does the Diriyah double and becomes the 4th driver in Formula E history to win on double headers and take them both. Prost did it in London. Bird did it in New York. Evans did it in Rome. Verline does it in Diriyah.
That's actually the most spectacular defence I've ever seen in Formula E from Rene Rast. That was superb. That was absolutely last-ditch defending. There's nothing I can say more about it. It was superb. That is a driver who is experienced in DTM, using all of his 20-odd years of experience.
Look at that as well. Look at that as well. Evans versus Hughes noted. Incident involving them. So Hughes, he did stop. He stopped Evans crossing the line. Buemi got ahead of him for that. They have to penalise Hughes. Honestly, because he stopped right in the way. Deliberate or not, he did block another driver, finishing on the line. And I'm trying desperately to get the microphone back on, but it's not going to work, so we're stuck like this. But honestly, Tom, what a second half of the race that was.
Yeah, so I did just have to check myself to make sure Rene Rast had been around for 20 years, and it is 20 years this year. He made his debut in Formula BMW ADAC in 2003, so 20 years exactly.
Congratulations to Rast on third, says Ed. Begrudgingly congrats to Neom McLaren, because of course Neom is the sponsor from Saudi Arabia as well, and it's their home race. As much as we have to publicise the good things that Saudi Arabia do, but the main sports washing issues is the bad thing. Look, there's Buemi. And this is it again, Tom. What do you think as we ride with? Hughes goes ahead, Evans hits the back, and then... Well, actually, is that Evans hitting Hughes instead? Because now we've seen it slowed down. Evans caught the back of Hughes. I don't know what that would be.
So I didn't see the energy exactly. I think he's run out of energy. So that leads me to suggest that he's not really had much place to go, Jake Hughes. If it is, then I think that's just him being alert to the situation.
Yeah.
You know, that's on Mitch Evans to get by.
Stayed fifth as well, if that is the case. Buemi did nick Evans as well. We'll confirm the podium in a few moments' time. But a double in Diriyah for Pascal Verhlein. The German national anthem will play again. And the 4th driver in Formula E history to do the double. That's a good way to start the year. Go on.
The light show is spectacular, I have to say. It really is.
It is amazing. I wish we had more night races on the calendar for Formula E. London technically counts because the indoor arena is under lights, but it's a day race with an indoor section. Ed says, right, see you in Hyderabad. Looking forward to it, Josh. See you in India, Ed. Very much looking forward to having you back as well, and hopefully we can get a few more guests on as well. Tom, if you're around, and Mark and Nick as well. Getting involved with India. We'll see who's about. And then 2 weeks after that, we're testing as well for Formula 1. We're covering that again, live, as we always do. 3rd year, all live.
I'll definitely be there.
Oh, yeah.
For that, I can tell you that. Well, actually, depending on whether it clashes with college business and things. If it's on a Friday, then definitely.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh,
yeah.
I won't. I might be able to do a couple of hours on Thursday. But,
lovely.
No, Friday definitely.
Fab. Could do with you on Friday, and I could definitely do with you on Saturday as well when I have to run off and do Formula E. I could need a hand. Megan's going to need people in the comms box to talk to again, like in America. Practice one.
What are the times for the testing this year?
7 a.m. until 11 a.m. for the morning. 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. No, 12 till 4 p.m. For the afternoon session. So basically, the afternoon is you're looking for, Tom.
Do you know, frustratingly,
yeah.
I have lessons from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Thursday, and then a lesson at 1 p.m. So unfortunately, there's Thursday off. But Friday, finishing at 11, I can do basically the whole afternoon session as a weekend.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. Oh, we've got to plan that soon as well, because it may only be 8 hours of coverage per day, but that's 24 hours across 3 days. It's basically planning another Le Mans. You have to plan for as well. And Daytona 24 hours, that's starting in half an hour, isn't it, the green flag, Tom? I think, isn't it? 6:30?
I think it's 20. They always have a really weird sort of timing. I know the programme starts at 6:30. To be honest with you, I was scared I was going to have to run off at about 15:15 to put it up on the telly, but no, I think we've got plenty of time here.
Yeah, I do want to go off here before the start of the Daytona, because otherwise, there's a clash, and I want to watch Daytona as well.
Yeah, it's like probably one of the 3 races I will not miss in a year.
I literally, I'll have it on the TV the rest of the night and watch it as well. Shame not to be in the commentary box with the SON this year, because they're not covering it, but...
It is a shame.
Yeah, next year we'll get it done. And of course we've got more NASCAR coming. I don't think I'm doing the Daytona 500, or I haven't conned Michael into... I haven't conned anyone into giving me it as well. Matthew.
Well,
Michael, who's Michael? Matthew.
I know I decided that I was going to have a sleep this afternoon, so I can go all night for Daytona. That's the plan. Anyway, whether it will come to fruition, I don't know. It's exciting. Pascal Verhlein onto the podium as the winner.
It's taken a while, isn't it, to come on? Where are they? Number 1 winner. Not hearing anything. There he is, Pascal. Look, Nicky's literally dragging him by the arm. I want an interview with you, sir. I want an interview. Right. Let's see if I can do some wizardry here for Tom. Let's hear from him.
Pascal Verhlein, I don't think we have ever seen such a dominant start to a Formula E season. Congratulations, another win.
Yeah, thank you very much. This weekend is incredible. I mean, a double victory. Our race pace is incredible. Again, today we had the perfect strategy, using the attack modes in the right time, and not having to use it again after the safety car was obviously crucial. Yeah, what can I say? Just amazing from my team. All the hard work pays off finally, and I'm so proud of them. And yeah, thank you very much. This weekend will be one I will never forget.
How different does this win feel from yesterday's win?
Well, today, I would say yesterday was a bit more exciting because I had more cars to pass, but today was not easier. I would say it was even a bit more difficult. Obviously, the others learned from yesterday. Sam Bird had quite a lot of energy in the end, but still had to take his attack mode, so probably that saved us a little bit. But you could clearly see that they made steps forward today, and it was a bit more difficult today, actually.
So is this going to be a repeat performance? You and Jake Dennis on the podium again in India?
We will try.
Congratulations, our new championship leader, Pascal Verhlein.
Pascal Verhlein then finishing as well. That's a very quick thing me and Tom are doing. We'll stay on the results cameras for a second so that Hacker keeps twitching so that Tom can hear. But
I've got the YouTube. You can turn it off. Don't worry. The YouTube's actually ahead of your sport for me.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, that explains a lot.
We'll just get away with it.
Well, we'll keep using that. I think that's because your sport went for a break as well, so we'll take that. Stoffel Van Dorn is under investigation for improper use of attack mode. Did he miss one? Let's hear from Jake Dennis.
Jake Dennis, huge congratulations. Back on the podium, another P2. I'm sure the feelings are slightly bittersweet, though. So close to the win.
Yeah, you know you're having a really good season when you're a little bit disappointed with P2, but yeah, we just didn't have a great start. Again, Pascal had a good one, we had a bad one, and then yeah, there was just so much work to do once I got past Boemi, but great job by the boys. We had such an efficient powertrain again. Once I sort of cleared Boemi, I could really move forward quite quickly, but by this point, Pascal was too far away to beat, but you know he can have this one. We'll come out swinging back in India and try and take the championship lead back off him.
Excellent, that's what we like to see. And obviously, we've got the McLarens up here as well, now fighting, matching the pace with you guys.
Yeah, they deserve it. I think they had the quickest car today over one lap, and it's great to see them up on the podium. So, you know, the Jaguars are really fast as well. Sam was 2% up on us, so it seems like they've turned their efficiency round. So don't expect this to happen each race, so we need to collect the points while we can and try and build the biggest lead because they'll definitely start to close the gap.
Absolutely, we'll keep the momentum going. Huge congratulations, Jake Dennis.
I am the bearer of good news.
Oh, go on.
I am on school holiday the week of F1 testing, so I'm actually there for all 3 days.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, Tom.
100% availability.
Don't say that, because you know me. I'll drag you in every single second I need. Drive-through penalty for Stoffel Van Dorn converted into a 24-second time penalty for improper use of attack mode. He finished 11th. He will drop down to the back of the field. Let's go to Nicky with Rene Rast.
First podium for the team. This must be a very proud moment for you.
Yeah, I'm over the moon, to be honest. I think the team deserved it. They had put so much hard work into this. And, you know, we were executing so well the whole weekend. And especially from where we come, or from where I came, from Mexico, especially also on Thursday, having no pace and now being on the podium, defending against Sam, who had 2% more energy. It's just, it feels like a victory. And I cannot thank the boys and girls enough at Neo McLaren. They did an awesome job. And it's really a lot of fun, you know, working with them. And, yeah, very happy.
Did you just see the opportunity? You knew Sam Bird still had to take an attack mode, and you really did seize it.
Yeah, actually, before the safety car, I was not about to fight him because he had so much more energy. And then all of a sudden, the safety car changed everything. And I thought, maybe we have a chance for the podium. And I started fighting him, and it worked out in the end.
Excellent. Huge congratulations. Rene Rast.
Absolutely fantastic then for Rene Rast being on the podium. Yeah, but Tom, Van Dorn must not have used attack mode then. He must have missed one.
That's got to have been the case. I'll have a look at my timing screen to see what actually happened there. Yes, one attack mode left, apparently, according to my timing screen. So there we go. That's Stoffel Van Dorn's penalty, and that's big news for him.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can... we need a full data screen to see it, but you're right, I've just clicked on it as well. Attack mode activated one, used one, so he has another one left. So Van Dorn forgot to use it as well. So he's dropped right back to 20th position. A major upset in that race then. Getting ready for the podium ceremony to happen shortly as well. Looking ahead to it then, I hope the podium's going to be shown. I'm slightly worried it might not be on Eurosport, but... 2 weeks' time, Hyderabad, India. I think you said, Thomas, you came into this weekend thinking, I'm not really in with Gen 3. Has this weekend changed your mind?
I'm definitely more optimistic, and to be honest with you, I'm quite glad that we've now, presumably, this week, got the consistency of 2 potential championship protagonists. I'm very excited if that is going to continue throughout the course of this season. I think, you know, It could be one for the ages. All I've asked for many years is for Formula E to cut out the nonsense, really, and to actually have the best drivers on the grid at the front. And it feels like that's what we're having happen.
Certainly is. I think we've got the best ones at the front now. Verhlein has come through after a couple of years of misery. He's come through to dominate now. 2 race wins. Our first repeat winner of the season. Dennis took 1. And then Verline took 2. Verline is now our championship leader as well by 6 points to Jake Dennis on my quick mental calculation. They came in a point difference. They came in 1 point difference. Verline, it's 7 points between them. Or is it 8 points between them? So I think there's at least a point or 2 gaps. Somebody do the mathematical skills for me. as well to work that out. As it was, looking at it. Onto the podium then for René Rast, his third ever career podium. Jake Dennis, podium in every race so far this year. 9th career podium. Pascal Verhlein, his third career win. His 6th Formula E podium as well for Porsche. An absolutely domination effect across the board. And he'll step on top of the podium as well. And we'll collect the winner's trophy. But we will hear the most famous of the national anthems in sporting worlds. The German national anthem for Porsche and Pascal Verhlein. He does the double in Diriyah, sweeps the desert. Verhlein, unstoppable. It looks in season 9. What will Dennis do? 1-2 the same as yesterday. The German national anthem. The national anthem ringing out around, and now the trophies will get presented to the teams as well. A great race though, Tom. Have you done the mental calculations? I really hope so.
1 sec.
Oh, no worries. Trophy then. Third, the Constructors' Trophy presented to Porsche. Their third career win, believe it or not.
Yes, I apologise. My dad brought my dinner into my room at the exact wrong time for you to throw down to me. So I just have to say thank you. I'm sorry.
No
but
worries.
no. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
The calculation. Did you manage to work out the calculation? Because I think it's 6 or so.
Points? No, I haven't. I haven't kept an eye on the points. I've got a. I've got a little, not tradition, but I'm very stuck in my ways of that I don't look at the championship until a little bit later on in the season. Round 5, I think you could start to really look at it.
I agree there. We just had third place for René Rast, another podium on for him as well. And then coming on for Jake Dennis, second podium here, third of the season. It's literally Jake Dennis and Pascal Verhlein who have been on the podium at every single event this year, either second or first. Unbelievable consistency with these two. Porsche Power seems to be dominant everywhere. Place your bets. Who will win in India? Pascal Verhlein does the double in Diriyah in the desert and sweeps it away. The championship lead is his. It's celebration time! Porsche's had to mute their celebration yesterday to get ready for today. No more need for that. Party long into the night in Diriyah. And 2 weeks' time, see where it can go. Hyderabad in India is next. The circuit not even near complete. Grandstands being put up, 24-hour work being done. Pollution still a problem at the circuit. Will the event still go ahead? What will happen when we get there? Time will tell. Another single header weekend though. Pascal Verhlein and Porsche. The Germans have swept Diriyah. Tom, what's been your moment of this weekend?
René Rast's defence, actually. It was superb, it was unbelievable, and honestly, a joy to watch.
Absolutely agree with you. Right, let's read out the classifications then. From the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix as well, the second Diriyah E-Prix. India is next, as you can hear in the background, at Hyderabad as well, but this is how they finished. in the second Diriyah E-Prix. Pascal Verhlein is victorious with Jake Dennis in second. Rene Rast finishes third. Sam Bird is fourth. Jake Hughes is fifth. Sebastian Boemi sixth. Mitch Evans takes it in seventh position. Sasa Fenestraz is eighth, and his best ever result. Eduardo Mortara 10th. Dan Ticktum getting points in his best ever finish as well in Formula E. Antonio Fischer Costa is 11th as well. Andre Lotterer takes 12th. Nick Cassidy is 13th. Norman Nato 14th. Lucas de Grassi 15th. Jean-Eric Verne 16th. Sergio Sete Camera 17th. Kelvin van der Linde on his first weekend. Very impressive. I think my driver of the weekend just on the sheer impressiveness he's been as well. Gunther's in 19th. Van Dorn given the penalty for not using another attack mode. A drive-through converted 24 seconds. He's now 20th as well. And last, Roland retired in the pits and Muller crashed out, causing the safety car. Tom, last question, then I'll let you go eat your dinner as well. Thanks to you, first of all, for stepping into the commentary box this weekend with me. Very much enjoyed it as per usual. Who are you predicting then to try and run away with the championship now you've witnessed Diriyah?
Oh my word, you had to put me on the spot.
I did.
First time this weekend, you put me on the spot, but no. I can't see past Pascal Verline. We're going to touch wood for him because it's it's one of those things where you could quite easily find that maybe the Porsche isn't quite as good into the rest of the season. But he seemed so good this weekend. He seemed very good in Mexico to get onto the podium. If he can just keep putting those challenges in, then I think this is going to be a great championship battle. I think it's going to be a championship battle he comes out on top of.
Thanks, Tom. Pleasure to have you with us this weekend as well. We'll hopefully get you on a couple more Formula E throughout the year, and definitely I'll see you for Formula 1 as well, and some ERC coming up. Well, thanks to everyone for watching. A little bit of a heads up. We've got the exclusive launch of the Red Bulls coming up as well. We're one of the streamers for the Red Bull RB19 launch. That's on the 3rd of February at 2 p.m. GMT. The live stream is already up. Red Bull taking control of JB Motorsports and broadcasting their launch as well across several other channels. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun as well. 2 weeks time, we're back for Hyderabad Formula E's 4th round of the championship as well, first time in India, and then 2 weeks after that as well, Formula E testing gets underway, as well as the South African E-Prix, and then Formula 1 is back with the Grand Prix of Bahrain, and also we'll be seeing Tom again then with IndyCar, the season openers. He'll host some of the things for us, because otherwise it's going to be a very quick change around in the comms box as well. I'll talk to you later about that then, Tom. It's going to be a lot of fun then as well. I'm losing my ears as well, just so it's the last technical thing to go wrong here today. My thanks to you, Tom, for the company this weekend. My thanks to all of you at home. Well, we came here expecting a little bit more competition. Surely we would have seen the DS Penske's come back as well as the Maseratis. Not the case. Porsche still dominant, and it's Pascal Verline who's done the double in Diriyah. We'll see you in India. Bye for now.